Okay, so you've probably seen it blowing up online, right? Developers are going crazy. You're seeing these pictures of Mac Minis stacked up like server racks. The big question is, what is ClawdBot? And why is everyone, like, suddenly obsessed with it? Let's get into it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. How many times have you yelled at Siri or your Google Assistant because it has no idea what you were talking about 30 seconds ago? It's infuriating. Now imagine, what if you had an AI assistant that actually worked? You know, one that remembered you, could actually get things done, and would even check in on you once in a while.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. It's a totally different way of thinking. On one hand, you've got your standard AI, like ChatGPT. You open a browser tab, you ask it something, get an answer, close the tab. Boom, done. It's a one-off transaction. But ClawdBot, it's not stuck in a browser. It lives where you live, right inside your chat apps. It becomes this ongoing conversation, kind of like texting a friend who just happens to have a supercomputer for a brain.
See, this isn't just about another shiny new app. This is something bigger. It's about finally getting the assistant that technology has been promising us for like a decade. So let's break down what this new kind of AI helper is all about. Okay, so at its core, the idea is actually super simple. ClawdBot is an AI that hooks right into the chat apps you're already using every single day. You text it, it texts you back. That's it. And the best part, since it's all in your chats, the whole conversation is just there. It's synced across your phone, your laptop, your tablet, everywhere you are.
And yeah, we're not talking about some weird new app you have to download and get all your friends on. Nope. We're talking about the big ones, the ones you live in. WhatsApp, Telegram, iMessage, even Slack and Discord. It doesn't make you go to it, it comes to you.
All right, so it lives in your chats. You might be thinking, big deal, so what? Well, hold on, because that's just where it starts. Let's dig into the three game-changing features that really make this thing different from anything else you've seen.
First up, and this one is absolutely massive, it remembers. I mean, seriously, go ask Siri what you talked about yesterday. You won't get anywhere. It's got the memory of a goldfish. ClawdBot, though, it builds up context over time. It actually remembers your preferences, it remembers that project you mentioned 2 weeks ago, and it uses all that knowledge to be genuinely personally helpful to you.
Number 2, it's proactive. Think about it. A normal AI just sits there, waiting for you to ask it something. ClawdBot will message you first. Imagine getting a text that's like, hey, you've got 3 urgent emails you need to see. And by the way, your next meeting's in 20 minutes. Or maybe, just a heads up, that stock you're watching just took a 5% dive. It's an assistant that's actually, looking out for you.
And third, the big one, it takes action. We're not just talking about answering questions here. We're talking about getting stuff done. It can fill out forms for you, it can send emails, move files around, it can even take over your web browser. I mean, there's this one story about a user who rebuilt their entire website just by texting instructions to ClawdBot while they were watching Netflix. That is the kind of power we are talking about.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That all sounds amazing, maybe a little too amazing. And this is usually the point where people get scared off, thinking you need some crazy home data center to make it work. So let's talk about that. Let's bust this Mac Mini myth wide open.
And this quote just nails the perception, doesn't it? I've seen people with 3 Mac Minis stacked on their desk treating this like a data center. You see these wild pictures online, stacks of computers, Raspberry Pis blinking everywhere. It looks like someone's trying to launch a satellite from their home office. It seems super complicated from the outside.
But the reality? It is so much simpler. It really just boils down to 3 things. 1, you need a server. That can just be your own computer or a cheap $5 one in the cloud. 2, you need something called Node.js, which is totally free. And 3, you need an AI subscription, like to Claude or ChatGPT. That is literally it. No server farm needed. So, the big question, right? Do I need to be some kind of coding expert? And the honest answer is, kinda, but let's be clear. We're not talking about writing crazy algorithms. The guidance is pretty simple. If you can follow a set of instructions and you're not afraid to copy and paste one command into a terminal window, you can do this. You can get it set up.
All right, enough with the how-to. Let's get to the fun part, the what for. What do you actually do with this kind of power? Let's check out some real-world, tangible examples of how people are putting this thing to work right now.
Okay, picture this. You wake up, but instead of some annoying alarm, you get a text message. It's your morning briefing. It says, here are your 3 most important emails, here's what your schedule looks like, and here are your top priorities for the day. Boom, you're completely up to speed before your feet even hit the floor.
Or how about this one? We all have that inbox that's just a complete disaster, right? Well, instead of spending an hour clicking unsubscribe on 100 newsletters, you just text your assistant, hey, unsubscribe me from all this junk. And it just goes and does it. It logs in and does all that boring, tedious work for you. That's like hours of your life you just got back. Here's another fantastic one. Think of it as your personal research assistant. Let's say you're traveling, you're in a new city, and you text it, find me the 5 best restaurants near my hotel in Tokyo. Now, normally that's you opening 10 different browser tabs, sifting through reviews. It's a whole thing. Instead, it does all the searching, the comparing, and then just sends you a clean, simple list right back in your chat.
Now, this all sounds pretty incredible, but we gotta be real for a second. This is still an early open source project. It's not a polished app you download from the App Store. So the big question is it right for you right now? Let's talk about the cost and who should really be jumping on this.
Okay, first things first, let's talk money. The actual ClawdBot software, totally free. The costs come from two other things. You've got the server you need to run it on, which can be as cheap as $5 a month, and then you have the AI subscription itself, which will usually run you somewhere between $20 and $100 a month, just depending on how much you use it.
So when you do the math, you're looking at a total cost of somewhere in the ballpark of $25 to $150 a month. And for that, you get a truly personal, proactive, and seriously powerful AI assistant.
So, should you jump in? Well, here's the breakdown. This is for you if you really want an AI that remembers you, if you're sick and tired of copying and pasting between a million windows, and if you're okay with a little bit of a tech setup. But you should probably wait if you're looking for a super polished one-click install, or if just the idea of opening a terminal window makes you nervous. It's powerful for sure, but it is definitely for the early adopters at this stage.
And really, this quote just says it all. An assistant should come to you, not the other way around. This captures the entire philosophy. For so long, we've had to go to our technology. We open the app, we click the icon, we pull the information. This whole idea flips that script completely.
What we're looking at here is a pretty fundamental shift in how we interact with all of our digital stuff. And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. If you had an assistant that truly knew you, that remembered you, and could actually take action for you, what's the very first, most annoying, tedious task you would get it to do?